They're not a little bit.
Right, and like tree this big. What are you talking about?
We ready?
You're in there with your.
Call the meeting to order. I have to read this, don't we? Yep. One department head. Two. Oh yeah, we get two. There's, you're a contractor. There's a.
Whatever.
Yeah. You gotta remind me, that's all. Let's start with the fire chief.
Dig out my tablet.
Okay,
Yep.
click on.
Uh,
Click on.
We had a busy weekend. We did 2 mutual aids to Denmark, 2 down to Peace Falls, did 4 medical calls, and 1 should be fired in town. So we didn't have much of a weekend. Be busy. I don't. Did you get the letter from Susan Collins? All 3 of you. Did you copy that letter for all 3 of them?
I did not, it's in there though.
Okay. On the direct spending. Saying where it is.
Yep.
And what's going on. I met with the Maine Fire Service today. We went and inspected all 3 campgrounds today, all the fire pits, make sure everything is safe. They haven't done it for about 8 years. So I suggested that maybe we should, because she is a new forest ranger for us, Michelle Warner. She's here been about 2 years, but she's got over in this area. So I took her out today and we went through the campgrounds. She's pretty impressed by how they keep their campgrounds. Good, really good. Our utility one, the 96 GMC is out of service. We've got some transmission problems with it. It won't go into park. Right now it's in reverse. It's in the building. So but in neutral you start it, but you put it in park, you're in reverse. So I pulled it. We're gonna go Friday to the Denmark school for the alternative learning day. The 4 of us gonna go over. Take a truck over and talk to the kids. Denmark's, we're gonna assist with Denmark. And the last thing I have, they got 2 pallets of water donated by Poland Frank. And I know they're supposed to pick it up Thursday, but I got an email back. Spoke to Cliff about more than 1 ton. I'm trying to involve to go over and get it to Poland. Other than that, keep rolling along.
Cindy.
We've done a kennel inspection, I've been trapping some stray cats,
Kitchen dog.
Dr. Caffrey's gonna borrow a couple of a hen and a rooster for career day over at New Sun Cook School. And that's about it.
Sure. Mike.
Pretty cut and dry for me. I haven't been here last week, so but it was a pretty busy day. I had 2 or 3 plumbing permits. It was 2 septic permits, a couple inspections. I foresee summer coming. I feel like it's coming. People are ready and they're doing stuff. So I'm looking forward to some more building applications. But right now we don't have a lot. We've got we have a dangerous building we're going to be addressing here in the near future, I think. And there's some other issues with home businesses and stuff like that. People feel like they got to be licensed and stuff like that, but I think the ordinance is pretty clear and it states, you know, what does need to go in front of the planning board, what doesn't. So I think it'd be pretty cut and dry on that, but well, other than that, not a lot to it.
Good. List of correspondence. Hang on, first one is the FOIA. The sign. Sorry, let me hear. Training life. Just FOIA form.
That's so make those, yes, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna make a motion, to do it. Yeah. To take care of it.
There's, uh, a letter sent to the town in regards to a /fall at the community center. Motion to get it, the access ramp fixed as soon as possible.
Just second, supposed to, all in favor? It's supposed to be on for tomorrow. Right, take a motion on the minutes.
Oh,
Seconded. All in favor? All right, we get that done.
Thank you.
the check was sent out for Maryland versus Brownfield. Percent. That's finished. Sure what this is. ADA complaint. This is vote on this. Vote on. So what are you signing?
Where there's a sheet in there with the vote, just to acknowledge it and take care of it.
You already signed it,
Right.
so you need the motion
Yeah.
from the board to approve it. It'd be right. Next page, I think, right there.
Yeah, it's our sign. Yeah.
So can we make a motion?
Make motion to allow the chairman to sign a signature document and oppose an ADA complaint.
Seconded, all in favor? That's one.
The Walker family, 3
Walker.
Green Street.
On the corner. Did you get the copy of that?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yes, I read this today too. Sorry. So I gotta be honest with you, I've been here about 3 years. And I think that was something that we've addressed this since it started. This place, they've had cars on the long side of the road that's been dangerous, excavators or, things sticking out on the road, stuff like that. So I mean, this is all, in my opinion, great. But in 3 years, nothing's been done. I mean, let's be, honest and I was just gonna send them another letter and tell them that, the
Show improvement.
show improvement, and then we can talk about extensions or whatever, but that's.
Yep. Good idea.
Susan Collins' office. Received your request for federal funding to construct a new public safety building Brownfield. May be pleased to know that I have requested the 2.898 to be included in the fiscal year 2024 agricultural appropriations bill for the project. Susan Collins. Regional impact. From town of Conway, 228 residential dwelling. 228 residential dwelling units, 15 townhouses and 5,675 square foot clubhouse with associated infrastructure and create a 2-unit subdivision. 1552 White Mountain Highway. What the hell was?
Who knows?
School board budget that was voted and co-created. Brownfields is fiscal year 23 assessment was 1.887242 and the 24 is 1998097. If you weren't there, they went pretty quick.
Hey, bye.
Get it donated.
Mark. Mount Washington Valley Economic Council. Address the municipal policy. Appoint a representative, currently have Holly Hazard. She is remaining, correct?
Yes, she is. If that's okay with you guys.
Who's our alternative? Who's the alternative?
We
We don't have one.
We don't even have one.
taking nominations.
Yep.
So, the state of Maine Department of Agriculture, Conservation and Forestry. Maine Natural Areas Program will be checking the status of populations of some of the state's rarest plants. Most of the sites we will be visiting have not been surveyed in 20 or more years. Our records show that the Boston Bog Saco River Rare Plant Site overlaps with the old land in the town of Brownfield. The site was previously documented as supporting the rare Long's bulrush, which was last observed there in 2002. We'll be signing that. That's you. Yeah, municipal taxing foreclosures after U.S. Supreme Court decision in Tyler versus Hennepin County. That's a long reading. Your computer. And from Major Performance, Steep Steel LLC, asking about leases, licenses for cell tower, rooftop antennas, or wireless installations on property owned or managed by the town of Brownfield.
No,
Contact form. Like info on how your town went about setting up and providing video recordings of public meetings. Resident of Sweden, Maine, and residents are interested in getting info to present to the school board on recording meetings. Thank you, Michelle Bowl.
Mhm.
So. This was a legit sale from RHR. Nomination for clerk for MTCCA's 2023 awards. MTCCA licensing workshop. Zoning. Workshop. MMA Ethel M. Kelly Memorial Award. Planning Board and Board of Appeals Workshop, Wednesday, June 7th, that's tomorrow. Listen, anybody going there? By chance, planning board? Trio training. Kelly. We got one's taking one of those,
I'm sorry,
the trio workshops.
I'm not signed up for any of them.
did Lynn sign it?
I will if you need me to.
Oh, Lynn should be doing it.
I think she is. I will help her if you want her to for sure.
Yep.
All right.
Great, yeah. So the Maine Planning and Development Commission, 58th annual meeting. Tickets $30 a person.
Yeah.
They feed you.
Well, that's what. So. Yeah, like that's. Fair point. So, I think. So,
So we have a new proposal for the copy machine. And it's going down to $357 a year.
well, he's your son. It's just one.
So anybody want to make a motion on the meat pup and the upgrade copy machine?
Great.
Yeah, it's a Lisa's stuff.
The lease is up.
And it's going down.
Connie went over draft last year.
We used a lot.
$400.
Yeah.
I think because of the cover, the overages that we have
Yeah.
used. That's why it's going down, because they're proposing a higher.
Wore the damn thing out.
Good thing it's leased. They gotta
Yeah.
replace it.
Make a motion?
Make a motion, we accept the 6184.92 for the copier.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Yes, that's.
Okay. Anything else? Joe?
Dick, can you tell us, how much the settlement was between Monroe and Brownfield?
We do not have a invoice.
But the invoice for what?
Pay a bill. They've not sent us an invoice.
Who sends that to you? You lost me.
The. Oh, the settlement that would be, the settlement was 7 to the lawyer and 23 for the. For her and, it was covered by insurance other than not deductible.
And that includes the attorney's fees? And, with the letter that, Rick mentioned from, Susan Collins's office, out of that 2.898, what would be the town's obligation?
It doesn't say. It can be up to 25%.
Okay, but we requested how much in Susan Collins's office? What total amount did we
That amount,
request?
2.868. That amount that was in there.
2.8.
Was what was requested.
Yeah, but we would have requested a larger amount.
No, I believe that's.
That's it? That's the
Yeah.
total amount?
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. $2,898,000. Triple zeros after that.
And I know it's been a while, but Ron Smith was in here months ago. And you know, like there was optimism that he was gonna be working on the audit, working with Wanda. And you know, like it looked like they were on a better course of action, so to speak. Has there been any progress with that?
I believe there has been progress. It's not complete yet, but yes.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anything from that either.
No, I haven't seen anything either, but I do ask Wanda periodically, how's it going? And she and Lynn both tell me that they're making progress.
Bill?
Thanks.
Thank you. The warrant that was handed out, page 76, we're talking about Ron Smith. We are engaged by the town of Brownfield, audited financial statements, and they're up to date as of June 30th, 2021. So what are we using for all the numbers that are in here for the town meeting? Educated guess?
It came from Ron Smith.
We don't have any numbers in here for town meeting, do we?
The numbers we got came from Ron, didn't
That was 21. He's gotta get
We've not received any.
We haven't
numbers.
received any numbers
Oh,
from.
no.
So
We don't have,
are not audited. We don't know if the columns are added right or not.
right now, we don't have a completed audit. We've not gotten an audit brief for fiscal year.
And you
2021.
do know that it's always a year behind, right?
Well, this is 23, correct?
Right, so it'd be 22 is what they're working on.
Yep, no,
Okay, so what?
21, 22 is what we should be getting.
21,
22, yeah, 21, 22, 22, 23, because it hasn't ended yet, so we don't have that. But we haven't, I've not seen, or we've not gotten a brief from the auditors,
you know,
on the 21, 22 audit.
At the town meeting, when you ask, the remark will be, they haven't finished the audit. How many years we hear that? They haven't finished the audit. Maybe we should need to hire somebody that will finish the audit.
there, I've asked a bunch of other towns and cities. There's nobody out there. That's the problem.
It's still COVID related, isn't it? The backlog.
I don't know.
I don't think so, because most of the information is sent electronically. It's a download. Portion. I haven't seen any auditors in here like they used to, where they would come in, sit at the table and pile all the stuff up and then do their thing and back and forth, back and forth. I haven't seen that. Well, COVID, yes, but it's mainly electronic.
And then they get the glitches in the electronics and then the hunt is on.
Yeah. Like the one number that keeps showing up after they delete it, comes back. Okay. That's it. Make a motion.
So I have a quick question.
Done.
So is it typical for us to have a town meeting voting on a budget when we haven't settled our books from, like over a year ago? It is, yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Well,
No, I wouldn't say it's common, no. No, we would usually have, if you pull your old town warrants, and if Wanda was here, she could attest. She refers to the audit for the numbers, the audit results. That's how she's
Proposing
relaying
budget for
relaying
this
the
year, right?
information. So when we go to town meeting, when people ask, well, how much money's in the till? Well, if you're given the number from the audit results, that's for the previous year. That's not what's currently in the bank. So people need to understand that. This, honestly, I think this is the first year that we don't have audit results and had a brief prior to going to a town meeting. We've always gotten some kind of, an audit result, whether it was, hey, look, like with Trio, I think it was either a year or two ago. There was a problem with Trio where we had a end of year, beginning of year. Because our fiscal year ends June 30 and starts July 1st. I can't remember what they called it. It was where they
Periodic.
no, it's when you close out one year and then you start a new year.
Rollover.
The rollover, or anyway, there was a problem there. And that was a Trio problem that the auditors had to work with Trio to figure out. And that we were late getting, but we still had preliminary results so that we could provide numbers.
they still had one more number this year of doing the same thing.
Yep, so
So do we think that we'll have something like that
I would
before?
like to hope that we have something so that when the questions are asked, they can be answered. But again, the audit results are for the previous year. Has no bearing on what is in our account or line items of any type to current.
Vinnie?
So just on surplus, if we have a surplus, it's in the bank, right? So I mean, for town meeting to know what the surplus is, we could call the bank and say, how much do we have in the account?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Could you have
You should have outstanding. You have outstanding bills.
No, I mean, but at this point, before town meeting, you can call up and say, what is the balance in the account now? And that would give us a ballpark figure. So we'd have something to know where, if we wanna, instead of raise the money, we can just say, well, we know we got at least somewhere around here in this account. Why can't we just take it out of there instead of taking a loan out where we're paying interest?
I would have
I mean,
a conversation with the treasurer.
Well, I mean, if we had a balance, it'd be between 1 million, 2 million, between 500,000 and 1 million.
But that's not that's surplus, but it's not in an account marked just surplus, nothing else touches it.
Right, sorry.
It's over and above what our operating expenses are, so they give you that figure, you still got all these outstanding bills that's gonna come in and.
The sum and a CD.
Yeah, but I mean, if we know what we got on hand, cash on
You
hand.
don't, because you don't know what's gonna come in.
Well, I mean, at the
Take-
point
take
where you
over.
ask, you know what you got a cash on hand. So
Probably
you can ballpark
You
figure,
probably gets within $300,000.
what's quite a bit. I mean, that's one major article, or two major articles. So, you know,
I would ask the treasurer.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's the only one that can,
Keep on
one to
the
find the number.
Yeah.
She's the only one that can find the number or provide it.
But anybody can call the bank.
No,
You guys can call. Not anybody in this room, but I mean, select. Town administrator can call the bank.
It's probably better received treasurer.
Yes.
Spoke with the banking officials that they work with.
The auditors did give us a working figure of 700,000,
No,
wasn't it?
expend up to,
Yeah,
out of surplus, yes.
they did give us that figure
Uh-huh.
already.
Yeah, was it,
We should be able to go to the last audit that we have. And I forget off the top of my head which summaries those are. Because when we were doing the comp plan, we wanted to find out how much of a surplus was in there. And Ron had told me that, and I'm just gonna throw out two letters, C and E. And if you add those two up, you'll see what your surplus is. I can find out what it is, because we did put that in the comp plan. So at least you can look back to the last audit that there was and add those two up to see what the surplus is. And then
correct. But it would
it'll just be for surplus for that year. For this year, you know, like to John's point, you know, you're not gonna know what the surplus is till everything's spent.
No.
But we should also be able to get an up-to-date cost report of where we are at this point in time. I mean, it's just a, you know, typical.
should be that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Article 41, to see if the town will vote to authorize board of selectmen to apply up to 700,000 of income. Of other income surplus received by the town during the 22-23 fiscal year. Principally excise taxes, interest on delinquent taxes, state reimbursement, income, selectmen's overlay. To reduce the overall amounts to be granted and raised for fiscal year 23-24, thereby lowering the taxes need to be raised by the town. That number came from the auditor.
Go ahead. We're gonna have a town meeting here. We're not even gonna have one over there.
Interesting that Rick brings that up, because we do have that application in for the fireworks. And if we're gonna give $700,000 back, we're gonna take that, and let's just say it is 25% that we have to kick in for the grant.
Mhm.
You know, like, wouldn't it be better to hold on to that money until we know what we're gonna get, so that we don't have to give it back and then get it back? You know what I mean?
That does make sense.
But but what, the point is if we get the money. Then they'll reach out. To see if there's grants, et cetera, low incomes, whatever,
Right.
to.
Yeah, I think he's
do that.
working on other grants to get our number down. So we really don't know what that would be.
So even if he's working on grants, if they don't come to fruition, and 25% of 2.8 is almost 900 grand.
Yeah.
There's 700 right there. Already set aside. We haven't changed the tax rate. We haven't changed anything. Nothing has changed.
Well, you're gonna have some to back the tax rate. Tax rate's gonna spike up.
We already have, That's discounting what's already excise tax, which is anywhere from 290 to 310.
Yeah,
I wanna see how.
That's on
the
top of
people
that.
Feel about it.
yeah, let's see what happens. I
I'm
mean,
just saying, it's a good point. I'm
It
not
is,
saying to do that.
it is a good
I
point.
think the
Let
question
people-
needs to be asked of the taxpayers, because you're right. 900 grand, if we have to come up with, say we're awarded 2.8. And they award in March or April of next year, that's prior to town meeting, we can't do anything with that money without our money being readily available.
Right.
For the grant, so we're gonna have to go out with a bond for 900 grand, 10 years. I'd much rather have the 700 sitting there. We all
Well-
go up on the tax rate.
we'll probably still
And-
have $1 million plus in the bank anyways.
Yeah, but unless we pull a special town meeting, we still can't do anything down there with the Fed's money.
But the point is, this is all hypothetical. We may
I'm
not
just saying,
be-
it's a good question to ask.
It is. It's all
Now, the 700
hypothetical at
grand.
this point.
That puts a really nice bid. And we're not going up on the tax rate, that's current.
How much does it affect the tax rate, that 700 grand, you know, offhand?
700, well, we went up, was 1.7% on the school budget, so. So if we do
We've got evaluations coming out too, which is not gonna be pretty.
valuations, I didn't think that was coming until,
Next year.
yeah, next year,
Right.
for the refund.
And all that is juggling.
840.
Yeah.
$8.
Your evaluation go up, so
It's
your,
$8.40.
your
Mill rate.
bill rate goes down, so it's just juggling.
On
That's all that is. And
So that one is.
So $8.40 thousand reduction in the tax rate.
It's,
it could,
right,
You see how they feel at town meeting.
That didn't get out.
840.
Yeah.
That was the 1.2 of,
Yep, so.
I mean, if you guys want to give it to me, I'll hold it for you.
Terry?
In the warrant book, there's an article number 14 on page 80. That talks about the select board being authorized in the name of the town of Brownfield for the purpose of planning and designing a new public safety building design. So if this is about planning and designing the public safety building, where do we come up with the numbers for the grant that was applied?
He had, I can't think of the name of the company that,
Grant Street.
yeah, to just come up and they drew out a basic thing and said, give us a number. So that's what you got, could be less. You know, he's trying to shoot it for less, but you gotta have a number to start with, just, you know, just like Joe did with the building over there. You're gonna have a number to start with.
And this is basically to get pricing from, let's say, 3 design build contractors or architectural firms.
Yep.
And then decide, you know, which one to go with.
All goes out to bid.
So 840 is $840, what, 100,000?
I'm not that good with math.
Well, just 2 more zeros.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Like I said, I'm gonna hold money.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I would drop 80.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Nobody else got it?
Thank you. All in favor? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Solly,
So did I get
would you
money?
come up and fill out that? Thank you.
I was waiting for the vote.